Welcome to my favorite nonprofit radio segment called Nonprofits Care. Their causes are really extraordinary.
Nonprofit organizations serve our community in a host of ways, and yet, until now, there's never been one place to find out about causes that are really extraordinary. It's time for Nonprofits Who Care, hosted by Ralph Grills, founder of My Favorite Nonprofit.
There comes a time when we need a certain goal, and the world must come together.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. It's time for Nonprofits Who Care. Ralph Grills, welcome to the studio, my friend.
Why, thank you, Eric. I'm sure happy to be here today.
We have changed up the music. I like.
I see that.
Yeah.
Now, was that your doing, or is that Charlie?
That was actually Charlie's doing.
He's pretty talented.
Good job, Charlie.
Yes, he is.
It is time for Nonprofits Who Care, hosted by Ralph Grills. Ralph, who are we chatting with today?
Yeah, today we have a very special guest. Today is Brad Meuli. He is the president and CEO of the Denver Rescue Mission. And unfortunately, there's a lot of homeless people out there, and Brad's organization really helps out with the homeless. And I want to ask you, Brad, tell us a little more about how the organization works and what do you guys do?
Oh, sure. First of all, just thank you for having me. It's great to be with you all today. The Denver Rescue Mission's been around since 1892. I tell folks that I'm not the original director, but we've been there 120 years, and basically we're reaching out to homeless, needy people. Our goal is to see lives changed in the name of Christ, and we try to help people become productive, self-sufficient citizens.
So what is the state of the homeless today?
Today on our streets, there's a city does a point-in-time survey that would indicate there's about 11,000 people on any given night that are homeless in the city of Denver.
11,000. Wow. That's in Denver alone.
Yeah, in the Denver area, yes.
That's amazing. I didn't know there's that many. Because you really don't see, you might see a few out there, but you really don't see the bulk of them.
No, you really don't. Now, that would include people that, might be staying with someone else. They might be in, a shady hotel off Colfax. But the fact is they really don't have any place to go.
But they don't have a permanent home.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's sad.
Brad, is 11,000, I mean, for us, just hearing that number, it seems incredibly significant. Is that up? Is that down? Is there...
It's up just a little bit they do the point-in-time survey every... They do the point-in-time survey every couple years, and so I would say it's up slightly, but it's been around 10 to 11,000 people for some time.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask you, and I don't know if you have the answer to this, Brad, is how do we compare in Denver to some other cities of approximately the same size?
You know what is, I wouldn't know exactly the number of people, but there are similar rescue missions across the country, our size, in comparable cities, and so I'm going to say it's probably very close to the same.
Mm-hmm. How many shelters do you have throughout the city?
We actually have 5 facilities. When people think of a shelter, they really think of our Lawrence Street shelter. The other 4 facilities really are more transitional housing, and people are in our programs trying to become productive, self-sufficient citizens. But the real shelter is downtown at our Lawrence Street location.
Okay, so you actually have programs that help to get training and education so they can get jobs?
We do, and a lot of folks have to work to overcome drug and alcohol addictions, some poor life skills, some poor life choices. And so we have a program called our New Life program, and it's 13 to 27 months long. Kind of depends on whether you're going back to school or whether you're trying to get back in the workforce, how long you stay, but most people average about 13 months. And these are folks that have been on the street, come to our shelter, we provide them emergency care, and then they say, look, can you help me to change my life? I don't want to live like this. I don't want to be on the streets anymore. And that's what we do.
Brad, I've got a question for you. Homeless affects so many different people in metro areas all across the country. Do you see a lot of cooperation with the organizations that are helping provide services across cooperation?
Oh, I really do. Catholic Charities is right across the street from us. St. Francis is just a few blocks away. They have a day shelter. The folks are there a lot of times in the day. Then they We coordinate our times when we open at night to be able to provide that shelter at night. Plus, the Denver's Road Home, which is the 10-year plan to end homelessness,
Right.
has really brought neighbors and businesses, other nonprofits together to say, hey, no one should freeze to death. No one should go hungry. How can we work together? And this is frankly a big piece for the Denver Rescue Mission, trying to collaborate with folks.
The 10-year plan to end homelessness. Now, when did that start?
About 7 years ago. And so now it really started out to address the issue of chronic homelessness. And this is something that cities all over the country really are addressing. And each one of them each city addresses it a little bit differently. And do I really think in another 3 years we'll have solved the problem?
I was going to say, how are we doing?
Yeah, I was going to say, are we there yet?
Well, what we have done is really address, I think, some big issues with the chronically homeless, people that have been on the streets for some time. And so that part of it, I think, we've really made some significant progress. I think the best thing that we've done as a city is to collaborate together to try to work on this issue. But it's an issue we need to keep working on.
So there was a collaboration of nonprofits that are actually working together.
Yeah, and
do
not
this.
just
That's what's great.
nonprofits, but the city, neighborhood. I sit on the Homeless Commission, the Mayor's Homeless Commission. It's a wide group of people all across across the city that are addressing this issue.
I heard the mayor speak, and he was talking about in Denver the homelessness issue, how it's cross county. So what happens in Arapahoe County affects Denver. What happens in Jefferson County affects Denver. And so the fact that the counties are now really collaborating, which seems not like rocket science, like no kidding, we should all collaborate, but everybody seemed to have their own plans set up in their own counties. And so if Denver was the only one really impacted, having the homeless issue, then people from Jefferson County keep coming in into the county, into Denver. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, and I think what we've tried to really do is work collaboratively across the whole metropolitan Denver area, because, Angel, we have to. I mean, this is an issue that it concerns everyone in the city, and we need to just work together.
Yeah, I think it'd be a statewide, actually, concern. Because we have homeless coming from all over, and actually they translate from different states.
So how can we help the Denver Rescue Mission today?
Well, you can go to our website, denverrescuemission.org, and there's ways that you can help there. I mean, we're always appreciative of people that want to volunteer or bring, food, like canned goods and all that sort of thing. We appreciate financial donations as well, but probably the best way is just go to denverrescuemission.org and read about what we're doing and see if there's a way that you'd like to get involved. Maybe coming and just serving a meal. And that's a great way to get started. Come with some friends or family, and that's a terrific way to get started.
So you're looking for volunteers, but also is your funding just by grants from the city, or is donations, or a combination thereof?
Most of the revenues that we get, the gifts, are from individuals just like you and I. And so we really appreciate the community continuing to support us.
Okay, would be a good place for someone to get a hold of you or get more information about the Denver Rescue Mission?
Yeah, well, besides the denverrescuemission.org, just at 303-297-1815. That's 303-297-1815. That's our main office, and they can call and ask questions, and we'll try to connect them best we can.
Wonderful. Well, Brad Meuli, thank you so much for representing the Denver Rescue Mission and representing the community that we all live in. And I genuinely appreciate that. Ralph, thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Well, thank you. I know homeless is a serious problem out there, and I'd like to see the homeless people to actually have homes.
Absolutely. That's our heart as well. And once again, the website, denverrescuemission.org, or the phone number, 303-297-1815. And if you make a donation, or just get involved, get down there and volunteer. It'll change your life.
You can find all the nonprofits featured on Nonprofits Who Care at myfavoritenonprofit.com. Ralph, thanks so much. Brad Meuli, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
You bet. Another great show, Angel. And, as always, action-packed. If you want to carry this conversation on with us, we invite you to go to our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/experiencepros, facebook.com/experiencepros. And you can make a difference. Everyone can make a difference.
Absolutely. And we love hearing your stories. Make sure you sign up at myfavoritenonprofit.com. You know you have a favorite.
That's the truth. Folks, thanks for listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Now go out and do something crazy. I'm talking about giving somebody a 20-second kiss. I'm not talking about locking lips. I'm talking about kindness is so simple.